Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future anime and cartoon-related videos. So today, we are talking about Re:Zero Season 2, Episode 8, and oh my god! Alright, I know you all were yelling at me for, not taking the emotionalness of that previous episode with his parents, because I didn't particularly care for it. But this was a very emotional-packed episode, and let me tell you, it worked out pretty well. So let's talk about the OP Garfield in this. He turns into a giant friggin' tiger, and he goes around and just kills everybody. So unlike Roderica and his beast state, I don't think he has the ability to talk and or control really 100% what he is doing. So basically, that means that he has one objective. His objective was to get to Subaru, and anybody that stood in his way basically got killed. Otto got killed, a bunch of villagers got killed. It was just a giant mess. A giant friggin' mess. But the good news is Subaru died again anyway, so it didn't matter, which is kind of messed up. I think, but I'm not 100% positive, I think Subaru passed the second part of the 3 parts of the trial, because Enchada, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, the Witch of Greed, we see her again. And I'll get more into that in a moment. So let's go back to the brutal death in this. What's going on with Beatrice, what's going on with Roswaal. Yeah, there's just a lot going on in this episode, so let's just take it one part at a time. So, Roswaal is, he says he's not a witch cultist. I don't personally know. Typically, so far, we can kind of take him at face value because of what he's told Subaru in the past. So I am going to go ahead and assume he is not a witch cultist. We learned that the witch cult's gospels, apparently they tell the future in some sort, but they are all fake. So they are all just copies of the book that Beatrice has, which actually tells the future. It is a book that does not have a name, so they just call it by the gospel as well, which isn't very good because it tells the future. Roswaal tells Subaru next time he sees Beatrice to say that he's the one she's looking for or something along those lines. No idea what is going on with that. But basically, Subaru says, if this doesn't work, I'm going to hit you in the face. And Roswaal's like, yeah, do what you want. So that leads me to believe that Beatrice, at least, is not a witch cultist. And we saw Roswaal get killed before by witch cultists, and they don't really kill each other, so I'm going to go ahead and assume he is not one either, but you never really fully know. He says he's not, but that might just be one of those tricky nonsense things going on there. So basically, after Otto and all of these people die, talks to Roswaal, wakes up after being killed for like the 20th time at this point. Poor Subaru. Starting to feel bad for him at this point in time. He kind of goes into the town, no one's around, it's all snowy, and then he runs into Enchadna. I'm probably butchering her name. It's like Echidna, something along those lines. Enchadna? Something along those lines. The Witch agreed. I can just continue saying that, because then you'll know who I'm talking about. But basically, nobody's around, and I think, like, part of it is to face death, possibly the second trial, which he's already done, so technically he's already passed it, but this cute, or seemingly cute, adorable little rabbit thing comes out of nowhere with a little unicorn horn type deal, and Subaru's just like, why, wait a minute. Wait a minute, why is there a rabbit here? So, being curious and nice, who doesn't like to touch a soft little furry animal, goes down to pet it, and the thing takes off his hand. Like, holy crap, was that brutal. Then a couple pop out of the ground or rip off his legs, he's bleeding out, screaming bloody murder, and then like 90 of these things come out of nowhere and just tear him to shreds. And honestly, it vaguely reminded me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, if any of you are familiar with that older movie, where basically they have the demon rabbit just wreaks havoc. But holy crap, was that brutal. That's probably one of my top deaths in the show, is him getting eaten alive by freaking rabbits and then literally gouging his eyes out with their teeth. And then he runs into Echidna, and they have a little conversation. And he finally gets a big resolve at the end of this episode. I think the biggest resolve he's might have gotten so far. Basically, she knows that he has the ability to return to death. That's what he calls it anyway. And he basically breaks down crying, as anyone would in this particular situation. He's been through all of these deaths, constant, can't tell anybody or he dies. And because she's already dead, she can't affect really the real world besides seeing him because her soul is attached to the sanctuary. There's really no reason he can't tell her because she's not actually alive. I'm assuming that's the reason. She also explains to him that the only reason he survived the second trial, which I believe was the second trial, because she kind of said, I look forward to seeing you again, meaning that she was going to meet him at the end of each individual trial. And I don't think he has to reset the trials. The reason I'm saying that is because she knows of his abilities, so she knows that he already beat the first and second trial at this point and just has to do the third one, which I'm pretty confident that was the second trial, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100%. It was a little bit confusing watching the episode. You get emotional, getting teary-eyed as Subaru goes through all of this bullcrap and then finally has somebody realize that he can talk to her. Now, on the other side, you could say that she is selfish because she is the Witch of Greed. She wants all the information. She wants to know exactly how Subaru is feeling, and what pain, sorrow, suffering has caused them. And this is a very good way for Subaru to vent out everything that's happened to him previously, every single death he's gone through, all of the constant resets over and over and over and over again. So this is definitely a good result for him. I don't think we're going to actually see the gist of that conversation. That's probably something that's going to happen off screen because we've already seen what happened. We've already seen his character development. But definitely something good to see Subaru. This is a happy moment for Subaru right now. This is a good thing. So trial 2 most likely complete. And he can talk to her about everything that he's feeling. And he wants to remember her too, which she was kind of like happy and giddy about a little bit, because, did not everybody remembers who she is, who she was, what she's doing, and the event that led to her death, etc. So, they know of her, but they don't really know who she is, what she looks like, and Subaru always will. So that's kind of a nice little memory for him. Gets to remember the conversations with the pretty lady, pretty lady witch, no matter what she's done in the past. So that was definitely interesting there. So moving forward, how is this going to start? Because Otto can't be dead. And I don't know if Subaru actually died or he just died in the trial, how that kind of panned out. Because, he finished the second trial, in the middle of the end of the first trial or something. I'm kind of confused on how that played out. But the Bowler lady, who knows what's happening with that. Eventually, he's got to deal with that. That's going to be coming up in the next few episodes. But my guess is that he's going to kind of make this alliance with Beatrice, and Beatrice is just going to OP wreck everyone 9 out of 10. So should be good there, because if we have Beatrice, she's pretty strong. If she's actually willing to help and fight and stop people, on behalf of Subaru, that would definitely be excellent. And she could 100% probably wipe out 80-ish% of the enemies. I believe we have seen her technically die before, but if she's got Frederica and Rem on her side, is it Rem or Ram? I always get them mixed up. No, it's Rem. If we have both of them on her side, there's a good chance that they will live to see another day, because they know that nothing's going to happen until he actually goes back. So I think he's still at the 3-day mark at this point. Could be wrong, but that's kind of where we're at. It's definitely interesting, but this was just kind of one of those happy, feel-good episodes. Yes, we didn't completely move forward in the story 100%, but at the same time, we got those nice, touchy feelings that you've been looking for, that Re:Zero is known for. I wonder if Garfield ended up killing Rem, because basically he was like, if I have to, I will go through you type deal. So it wouldn't surprise me if we didn't see it, but who knows. So Otto may or may not be dead. It's a weird, because just the way they did it is, I can't tell if he actually died or not. He felt like he died because he knows what death has felt like multiple times. But at the same time, I don't know if that was a full reset or not, or if some of the event that played out already happened. But then again, he did end up next to Emilia yet again, so it is a possibility that all of that got reset and we should be good to go. So hopefully he doesn't take Garfield off again, because holy crap. Holy crap, how could anybody defeat giant demon tiger thing? And I want to know who the heck these people's fathers are. Like who's out there going after a giant tiger and saying, yep, that looks good. Let me take my pants down, or let me hold this thing down where I do my thing. Yeah, no. Why? Who's breeding with these things, or what are these things breeding with? It's freaking crazy. It's messed up. And I want to know the lineage of a lot of these halflings in the show. Oh, God. But interesting, epic, fighty, satisfying. Those are all good adjectives to say about this episode. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.